How's it going, everybody? This is Tom's V8 Engine, and today, since the honor of Darlington that is coming up this weekend, and of course the honor that this is Throwback Week, I thought I'd take a look at some paint schemes that I think the Cup Series should run at Darlington next year in the new schedule. So with that being said, here are some die casts that I think what drivers should throw back to who. So yeah, this is my opinion only. So if you don't like my opinion, I'll leave a comment down below. All right, so let's get started. So for Chase Elliott, next year in 2020, his throwback, I would say I think he's gonna for next year. I think he's gonna throw back to Bill Elliott's number 9 Dodge they drove from 2001 through 2003. So yeah, that's what I think Chase Elliott could throw back to his father when he drove for the first time in a Dodge 2001, 2003. So that's number one. Number two is for Eric Almirola next year. I think he should throw back to Ricky Rudd's Tide Ford. Yes, I know Tide isn't affiliated with Stewart-Haas Racing, but I could just imagine his Smithfield logo on there and just the paint, the wrap all around his car. So yeah, I think Eric Almirola should make a throwback to Ricky Rudd next year at Darlington. All right, number three, Ty Dillon. I think he should throw back to Jerry Nadeau's number 13 Ford that he drove in 1998. So I know that Ty Dillon and I know that Germain Racing drove throwbacks to Smokey Unit, and then of course last year he made a throwback to Ty Dillon made a throwback to Max Pappas when he drove the car from 2009 through, let's say, 2010, and then Casey Mears had that paint scheme in 2011. So I think Ty Dillon should make a throwback to Jerry Nadeau when he drove the 13 in 1998. All right. For Gaunt Brothers, if they even have a driver, I think they should throw back to David Green's 1996 through 97 Caterpillar Chevrolet for next year. So that's what I think. That's what I think. All right. All right. So for my now for I don't think Roger Penske should throw back this paint scheme, but I think Stewart-Haas would. I think Clint Boyer is going to throw back to Jeremy Mayfield's 1998 through 2001 Mobile One Ford that he drove for Roger Penske. Though Roger Penske doesn't have Mobile One anymore, but it would be an awesome throwback paint scheme that Clint Boyer should do, because since Stewart-Haas Racing has Mobile One, I think they should throw back to Jeremy Mayfield next year. All right, for Paul Menard next year, I think that he should throw back to Elliott Sadler's Motorcraft Ford that he drove from 2001 and 2002. So yeah, Motorcraft is still affiliated with Wood Brothers. So I would say I think he should throw back to Elliott Sadler when he drove for the Wood Brothers in his 2 years next year in 2020. For Bubba Wallace, I think he should throw back to John Andretti from this John Andretti paint scheme that ran from 2001 through 2003. That's what I think he should throw back to, because I mean, just from the paint scheme alone, this looks amazing. I think it could go on Bubba Wallace's car next year in 2020. So that's what I think should happen. All right. For MBM Motorsports, if they even have a driver, I think they should throw back to Todd Bodine's number 66 Travis Carter Kmart Ford. I mean, just put in the cars are up, buy our cars in us, or whatever their sponsor is called in the Xfinity series or whatnot, and just put the blue or the and the stuff like that on there. So yeah, if MBM Motorsports has a driver next year, I think they should run this throwback paint scheme, because I think Todd Bodine's Kmart car looks beautiful. I mean, though Todd Bodine is not racing anymore, I would love to see this car on the track since Joey Gase is making a throwback to his Tabasco fiasco in this year at Darlington in the Xfinity Series. All right. Now, we all know that Jimmie Johnson 2020 is his final year, but I think he should throw back to his Busch Series car. And, of course, his first NASCAR win in his career in the Busch Series in Chicagoland. So, that's what I think should happen. Next year, because 2020 marks the final year of Jimmie Johnson's career, I think he should throw back to the very beginning in his NASCAR career. I think he should throw back to his Busch Series car that he had in 2001, and he got his first Xfinity Series win at Chicagoland. His Exerton Chevrolet, if Lowe's stayed, I'm pretty sure he would have made a throwback to Mike Skinner, but I think next year, since this is his final season, I think he should throw back to his very first win in his career, his NASCAR career. All right, these final four I think could happen. For Kyle Busch next year, I think he should throw back to Bobby Labonte's 2001 Interstate Batteries Pontiac, because I really love the lightning bolt on this car, because on how well it's done, and of course it shows Interstate Batteries. We all know Interstate Batteries is affiliated to Joe Gibbs Racing, so I think Kyle Busch should run a throwback paint scheme to Bobby Labonte next year. So that's what I think should happen. This is, of course, his 2000. This is when Joe Gibbs won their first ever championship. All right. The next car, well, for Daniel Hemrick, I think Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Budweiser Chevrolet. I know they might get sued by Teresa or something like that, but come on. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Budweiser Chevrolet, his Budweiser paint scheme, has to be one of the best paint schemes ever in NASCAR history. But I think next year, Daniel Hemrick is going to make a throwback to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Budweiser Chevrolet. But although it doesn't show Dale, it doesn't show Budweiser. It just shows Dale Earnhardt Jr. as well as on the side. So yeah, because be careful, there are kids watching. But if they run this throwback, I'm pretty sure they might get sued by Teresa. But hey, that's just me. Okay. Now the final two for Austin Dillon, I think he should throw back to Big E, Dale Earnhardt's winning car that he had in the 1998 Daytona 500 after 20 years of trying. I think Austin Dillon next year is going to make a throwback to Dale Earnhardt's winning car in the Daytona 500 next year. Although they could put Dow on the hood, and of course Dow on the sides to make it look like in the Goodwrench style. And of course, so yeah, I think Austin Dillon next year is going to make a throwback to the Intimidator. Although yes, you can still have the white 3, but yeah, I think should happen. And the final throwback, and brace yourselves, Wharton Car Nation, if you're watching this video, for Levine Family Racing, I think, just maybe, I think they should throw back to the greatest race car driver ever in existence. I think Levine Family Racing next year is going to make a throwback to probably one of the greatest Pixar characters of all time and probably the greatest stock car racer ever, Lightning McQueen. So, come on. What incarnation? If you're watching this video, I think they should throw back to Lightning McQueen from Disney Pixar's Cars. I think they should make a throwback. Though I think Levine Family Racing is going to make a throwback to Lightning McQueen next year. Because since we all know Matt DiBenedetto is not going to return in that 95, probably Christopher Bell or Eric Jones going to take behind the wheel of that 95, but I think Levine Family Racing is going to make a throwback to Lightning McQueen from Disney Pixar's Cars. So, those are my throwback paint schemes for next year. Just zoom out here and show you all the paint schemes that I think that will be in the next year in 2020. So let's see. Circus. Okay. Yeah. So wait. So yeah, those are my predictions on those are my throwback ideas for next year in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2020. So if you like this video, hit the subscribe button down below, and of course click that notifications bell or not. But so those are my throwback ideas for next year in 2020. So which throwback idea do you have for next year at Darlington in 2020? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments section. And as always, this is Tom's V8 Engine saying, signing out.